Here today to have some straight talk with you on this Wednesday. So I'm thinking maybe we'll have straight talk Wednesdays because I know I could use some straight talk. So I'm going to give you a little straight talk. Around the world, most of us are in some form of isolation, social isolation or physical isolation. Either we are or we have been in isolation. And for people who live near me, it's been between 5 and 8 weeks for most of us. And we don't know how much longer it's going to last where I live. And I'm guessing that that's the same for you wherever you are as well. A little shorter, a little longer. And in the beginning, one of the things that I noticed about myself and about my clients as well, and all my friends, is that suddenly a lot of our normal self-care things kind of went out the window as far as health behaviors go. So things like eating well. And we're like, hey, comfort food, or hey, alcohol. Yeah, let's do those things. And I haven't baked bread in years. And suddenly I got a sourdough starter and I started baking bread just like everybody else. And what's that about? Why would you do that? You know, I'm a diabetes specialist. I know that this is not the best thing for my health. And I've talked with my clients about this before, about things like this. And there's actually an evolutionary reason for why we turn to comfort food in times of stress like this. And that's that those things that we call comfort food, those things that are high in carbs and fat, so think macaroni and cheese, ice cream, those things are things that if our ancestors had been able to get a hold of them, would have kept them alive because they helped them store fat. And those were things that kept our ancestors alive. Those are not things that serve us well in our current world situation. We're not trying to run from tigers or survive famine. We have plentiful resources. And so we're different than our ancestors were 10,000 years ago. However, I also tell my clients that it's, when bad things happen, sometimes I think it's okay to indulge that need to just wallow for a short period of time and, say, I just really want some bread, or I just really want to eat the mac and cheese. So I allow myself to do that for a short period of time. Problem is, if you're like a lot of people living in isolation, that's continuing. It's, some people are saying, as long as we're in isolation or quarantine, we're just going to continue kind of doing whatever, and whatever weight we gain during quarantine, that's quarantine weight, it'll come off later. Well, here's the deal. We don't know how long later is going to be. It's time to get back on the horse. It's time to get healthy again. Get back to your health habits, your routine health habits. So the time for wallowing is over. You've been in quarantine or in isolation for a few weeks. Let's look at resuming those healthy habits again. So I mentioned that I was making bread. I am not making bread anymore. I am back to eating my very low carb diet. My body feels a lot better. My blood sugar numbers are not going all over the charts anymore. I feel better. So my eating has improved significantly, and I feel great about that. I made good decisions around food. I want to encourage you to do the same. If your eating has gotten out of control, pick something and rein it back in. You can do this. But, I think I said at the beginning that I'm also talking to myself here. It's a time for me to pay attention to what habits I still need to improve on as well. So when I started talking about this today and how it's time to get back to those healthy habits, I started looking at my activity. And, yesterday I took you all on a walk with me as I was out walking my dogs. And so you know that I go for daily walks with my dogs. What you probably don't know is that I used to take Pilates classes about 3 times a week or more. And Of course, my Pilates studio is closed. I'm not taking Pilates classes anymore. And so that activity is missing from my life. I'm not moving as much just in general as before. My step count is significantly lower than it used to be. So I need to get out and move more. And I also need to resume my Pilates classes. They're offered online. I just haven't done it. And, because that was part of my routine before, it's not part of the routine. So I need to figure out a way to make that part of the routine again. So just before I got on this Facebook Live today, I ordered a yoga mat so that I can resume my Pilates classes. Now I could do it without the yoga mat. But that was like kind of my excuse. Like, oh, I don't have a yoga mat. I'm not comfortable. I don't want to do my Pilates classes. Well, that excuse was the last excuse, and it's going to be gone now. So I need to get back and get going on my Pilates classes. So I want to challenge you, stop wallowing, get back to doing what you need to do to be healthy. I want to know how I can encourage you in that. So let me know what you're doing, what changes you're going to make to get back to your healthy self. You can drop me a comment in the below the video, or also you can send me a DM, or I will post in the description of this video. I'll post a link to my comment form, so you can send me, it goes to an email, so you can send me an email directly. And I definitely want to encourage you however I can in whatever these lifestyle changes are, that getting back to your normal, because we might be in isolation, but the more normal we can be, the healthier we'll be when we come out of this on the other side. So I know that you've got this. I'm cheering you on. We can do this together. See you tomorrow at 2:30 Pacific. Bye.